This is a very special night for Education Exchange when we have the privilege and the honor to host City High School, the school that leads in Iowa City. And as a matter of fact, our program here is the brainchild of City High staff. Thanks to John Karov, a City High former teacher, who began this program 27 years ago. And without the encouragement and the motivation and the support of City High, we wouldn't have been doing this tonight. In the meantime, I would like to welcome the leader of the school, Mr. John Bacon, whose legacy is very well known all over. And we are so proud that you are with us tonight. I would like to welcome Dr. Viraj Thakur. Dr. Viraj Thakur is a former doctor, physician, and he's an economist and a global expert, social scientist, who's many books in his legacy, and we were able to have him as a co-host with us on this program, and for that you deserve a lot of credit. I would like to start by a breaking news, because we are the first maybe media outlet in this town to announce a very unique victory for City High and the school district in general, that one of our students is now on the national arena as the winner of the highest art award. It's my pleasure to have you, Kate Goodwin, tonight. Kate Goodwin has won the big honor of being among all the candidates from all the states, #1. Tell me about the award, and tell me, how do you feel about being now among the VIP and the famous people in this country?
It's really exciting that I've won a national award. I get to go to Miami for a week for a master class to work with some of the greatest artists in America. And I have the chance to win some scholarship money to go to any school I'd like to go, any art school I'd like to go to.
$10,000, right?
Yes, $10,000. And I'm really excited. It just shows that hard work does pay off.
And you do you feel proud of this achievement? It's not only a personal achievement, it's an achievement for your school too, and for your teachers, and for the support that you got.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And the family too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had the pleasure to meet with your mom, Mara, and we talked about how she was supportive of your tendency.
Yeah, as well as the teachers at City High.
Thank you for everything you did to have a national hero now with us.
Well, we are delighted, and I'm not entirely surprised. Kate is extremely talented. Her artwork really stands out. I will never forget one day she was walking down the hallway carrying this gigantic painting, and I just stopped dead in my tracks when I saw it, because it was absolutely remarkable. It was a portrait of one of Kate's fellow students, just another City High student who she chose to paint, and it was just remarkable. You had
living portrait.
Yeah, you had to do a double take, because you just could not believe. I could not believe how lifelike and just vibrant like you could almost reach right out and touch him, and it was really something. So I was not surprised when Kate was the winner of this great honor, and we're proud of her.
I was not surprised, but in the meantime, I was so proud of myself too, because as you know, the annual high school exhibition here under the name of Hani Elkadi, they named it after me, the credit union, thanks to them. if I'm still living and I have something named after me. So I selected her artwork 2 years in a row as the best piece. And when I heard the news, I said, well, that's not a surprise.
As I understand it, that's a blind competition, right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
you selected the artwork
yeah,
one year, and then the next year you selected a piece, and it just happened that it was also by Kate. You didn't necessarily know
when
that.
she came to shake hand with me at the podium to get her award and the certificate, I said, didn't I see you last year? And she said, yeah. I said, oh, you're the same person? She said, yeah, that's me.
I thought this might be neat.
Yeah.
Like Kate, if you could, maybe just for the viewers to learn a little bit more about our art department at City High, which we certainly are very proud of. Do you think you could share a little bit about some of the different types of course offerings that we have in visual arts?
Yeah, we have like drawing and painting, art forms. These are all electives taught by Dan Peterson, as well as if you take those classes, you can also take AP Studio Art, which you can submit to the National Portfolio Association for college credits. Yep.
And you have been last year in the National Portfolio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
So we have many different types of art elective classes that students can try, led by, as Kate mentioned, we have two really talented, student-centered, popular art teachers, Michael Close and Dan Peterson, and I feel very fortunate to get the chance to work with those gentlemen. They do a great job for us, and I tell you, when you go down to the art room, it's really sort of a haven from my standpoint. You know, you look at the busy day, very academic heavy and pretty intense for some of our students. And I think when you go down to the art room and you see the freedom and the creativity and the chance to express themselves, I think it's a really healthy, wonderful type of course to take for all students. And very proud of our offerings, and they do, as Kate mentioned, culminate in the AP art class, Advanced Placement Art, which is you know, the highest level of instruction, the highest caliber of student taking the class, and then it culminates in the creation of really a very professional portfolio that is sent then to the College Board.
During our interview, Kate described art activities not as just, you know, activity, but you used the word healing.
Yeah.
I never heard it from anybody before. I mean, she said teenagers pass through difficult times, and practicing art is a sort of healing. I love that.
Yeah, I think the City High Art Room is definitely a safe space, and I'm fortunate enough to be a part of it and have the opportunity to make art. And yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I think it's time to cover other activities in the school.
Okay. Well, I brought along a list, which is right here in my phone. So a few things that I wanted the opportunity to highlight on this year's edition of the show. Number one, you may have seen a media story recently. We were proud that Architectural Digest magazine, which is a national prestigious magazine, actually its offices, I learned, are in the World Trade Center building in New York City. So this is a very reputable magazine. They did a wonderful feature story on the 50 most beautiful high schools in the United States of America. And they went state by state, and they selected one school from every state as the most beautiful architectural building. And for the state of Iowa, you guessed it, the City High School was the most beautiful high school in the state of Iowa. So we were very proud of that, and we certainly believe that's true, and it was nice to get this kind honor from a national level magazine. So we're proud of our beautiful historic campus. So I wanted to mention that. This has been a big year in the school district. We transitioned to a one-to-one technology, which means that students are issued laptop computers. And all students at the high school level are issued a device. And it's really become just like a pencil or a textbook, it's just a school supply. And so this has been a big transition. Our teachers are working hard to make sure that they are making good use of this new tool, but so far it's been a very positive transition, and we see a lot of exciting things happening by putting this technology in students' hands, and I think leveling the playing field in some ways. The district also had a great program where wireless internet hotspots could be awarded to families that were without wireless internet. So, to be able to put that in every home of every high school student in the district, I think is very positive. So that was a development that I had this year. I wanted to take a moment and honor, recognize a club at City High that I've talked about before on this show, and that is our Best Buddies Club. Best Buddies is a really wonderful student organization at City High. It is a partnership between general education students and students who have special needs. And we have the most wonderful teachers in our special education department who are so caring and generous with their time, and working together with student leaders monthly or sometimes more than once a month. The Best Buddies will come together for different social activities. Students are paired up, children with special needs, along with, again, general education students, and they'll friendships blossom, and they just do fun things, and it really helps foster a sense of inclusion and acceptance at City High. I think it's really helped move our culture forward. And the Best Buddies program that had been highly decorated at City High was honored this summer at the National Best Buddies Conference in Indianapolis with the prestigious award of National Chapter of the Year. So really, talk about, as Kate won a national level honor for her artwork, the Best Buddies chapter was decorated as the National Chapter of the Year in this wonderful organization.
You have a lot to talk about in the graduation ceremony this year.
Indeed, we're proud of our students and proud of our staff doing great things.
If I may congratulate the City High principal, wonderful work, and also Kate for your outstanding achievement.
Yeah, thank you.
So I think I have a kind of a twofold question for you.
Okay.
One is, having achieved this, do you see a future in this in art, or do you see it as combining art with something else in your future career?
Yeah.
And also, sorry,
Yeah,
also how you feel about inspiring others given this achievement.
I say making paintings and doing art to a point where I can financially support my lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Is the ultimate goal.
Sure.
As well as other people who want to be an artist. I'd say just practice all the time, because you can only get better.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's a nice way to put it. Thanks.
Other activities?
Yes, well, I have a long list. I could go
Yeah.
on and on
Yep.
here. So if we have a little time, I'll
Keep
do
going. We'll interrupt you and
please.
Viraj with some questions.
Absolutely. Along the lines of Best Buddies, another program that I'm proud of at City High that I want to give our staff and students credit for is what we call the Sparkle Cheerleading Program. And this is very much an offshoot of, it's along the lines of Best Buddies. It's something that our cheerleading program has taken on. We have a wonderful cheerleading coach, Lucy Joseph, and working together with the special education staff, they created a program where, again, students with special needs have the opportunity to really join the cheerleading program. And they work right alongside the other cheerleaders and come up with routines that and then they perform these, whether it's at a school pep rally or at a football or basketball game. And it has been the most beautiful thing to see many different students together helping each other and leading these cheers. And I'll tell you, when the Sparkle cheerleaders come out at one of our pep rallies, it's just great to see the reception they get from students. And I think it's very moving to see the way that our students are working together. And so that was a positive. Sparkle cheerleading. If you come to one of our basketball games this winter, you might have the chance to see the Sparkle cheerleaders in action, and that's a wonderful group. We created a new type of choir class this year. We talked about art elective classes, and I really am a strong believer in the importance of, there's lots of different types of intelligences, lots of different, and no type of learning or content, I don't think, is any more important than the other. It's really about everybody finding their passion and their gifts and getting a chance to practice those things. So choir, I believe the performing arts, to be up on stage and performing is so valuable, a great experience for kids to have. So we were seeking to increase the number of students and maybe tap into some different students that typically might not be in our either our music or our band or our orchestra program. How can we get some other students up on that auditorium stage performing? So we created a new type of choir class, and it's called Hear My Voice. And just the name of the class, Hear My Voice, I think is symbolic of what we were trying to create. And we really tailored the class to students that are not typically, have not been a part of the fine arts before. And kind of recruited students, and they have a lot of freedom. They do some musical numbers together as a group, but then they have a chance to really practice and develop, whether it's a solo or a small group song that they like in their style, whether that's, it could be rap music or country music or opera or you name it, a popular song that they want a chance to perform. So by allowing a little more creativity, flexibility in the type of music that kids are allowed to select, we were able to pull some new students into the choir program. And they had their first recital recently, and again, it was just powerful to see students getting a chance to perform on a stage that maybe had never done that before, under the lights, and their families in the audience. And so Hear My Voice Choir is another success that we're proud of this fall at City High School.
I'm absolutely impressed by the range and the scope of your programs and also the inclusiveness.
Yes.
I was just wondering if any of these are connected to anything outside on a global scale, or is it pretty much within the state or within Iowa City?
That's a great question. Best Buddies that I mentioned is a national organization.
Okay.
Chapters of Best Buddies are found in schools all across the country. Some of those other initiatives that I mentioned, we've kind of come up with more at the building level.
Okay. I say this because in my experience, I mean, that's from the Commonwealth, we had a similar program which took care of a lot of these areas. It was called the Duke of Edinburgh's Award. And I think some schools in the US may have that. And I like the fact that depending on where you were geographically, like for us, I grew up in the Himalayas in a boarding school.
Wow.
So mountaineering became a part of that, a major thing for that program with leadership and these other things. And actually the school actually went on to produce 2 Everest climbers, my own classmates, So I think these are absolutely wonderful programs that instill, much more in young people than, we actually imagine. And I think you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you. I appreciate that comment, and that's exactly what I believe, just that through that variety of experience is when we can, some of the greatest, most authentic learning can happen.
Absolutely.
And maybe in a non-traditional way, but no less important, that's for sure.
Agree,
And I like the sound of this Duke of Edinburgh Award.
Yeah.
My friends, the West High Trojans, were in these chairs before I arrived for the taping, and I absolutely think we better get cracking, Kate, to be the first winners of the Duke of Edinburgh Award before my good friends,
Right.
Dr. Schultz
And
and company.
what's a good incentive for that is that when you actually win that, you have the option of receiving it at Buckingham Palace. So
right.
if you want a trip to London, that'd be a great way to do it,
Right.
for a young person.
First, Kate, it's a trip to Miami, Florida for you and your
Yeah.
art, and next, Buckingham Palace.
Absolutely.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah.
But you have to be a part of it. You have to contribute to that.
As much as I can.
Well, I think, Viraj's mom was a very important lady in Nepal and in the United States and on the world arena in general. She was a fighter for human rights, for a lot of things. And she passed a few years ago, but our legacy continued there.
We try to.
Yeah. I always remember you, John, when you were the principal of Lemmy, starting the real first, I would think, the first methodical diversity program in the school district. And you continued that in the at City High. And I want you to address this a little bit, because your vision, and that was many years ago, right? Before, everybody was talking about diversity and multiculturalism and all this and inclusiveness. After you, you were doing that at Lemmy.
Well, I don't think it's anything, unique to me or that many other people, certainly in the school district and in our community, embrace. We are fortunate to live in. There's no place I'd rather be. I mean, Iowa City is a marvelous place with people from all walks of life, and with our Big Ten University that's here, and what a blessing for us to be here and get a chance to meet people from lots of different backgrounds and learn from them. And I think that a student that grows up here in Iowa City and goes through our public schools has the opportunity to really get an outstanding education, not just from the books and the lessons that we get, but also from each other. And so I think when you have the great opportunity to lead a school, trying to design opportunities to bring people together, to learn from each other, to celebrate with each other, are not only valuable and enriching, but I think fun and something people will always remember. So that's definitely something that I tried to think about and will continue to think about.
I want to link that with Kate's activities. When you look at her portfolio and see the amount of work she did, you can feel this is a white young lady deep into the African American culture, and she's been asked a lot about that. Your portraits, depicts a lot of, and she and I remember your answer at our paper, the Press Citizen, in March, when Holly asked you this question, and you said, I remember exactly the words that you said. You said, I look at the people who are marginal, who are on the side, and these people I'm trying as an artist to give them a role, a place, to recognize them. And I think that goes exactly with what Mr. Bacon is saying now. Inclusiveness and love for other culture and enrichment.
Do you find our art classes to be taken by a diverse group of students?
Oh yeah, everyone takes art classes. And people of all skill levels can take the art classes as well.
That's great.
Keep going. I know that there are a couple of other.
Okay, let's see here. On my list, moving down the list, we will also give a tip of the cap to two teachers at City High that have launched a new, Kate mentioned advanced placement art. We have a robust advanced placement or AP program at City High, and this year a new program that we embarked on was called the AP Capstone Program. This is a really unique program, and we're thrilled to be able to offer it at City High. We are only the third high school in Iowa to offer the AP Capstone Program. You had to apply to the College Board and go through a process and be selected, so we're the third high school in Iowa to offer this. Essentially, what it is it's the bringing in two new classes to City High, one that is taken as a junior and one that is taken as a senior, and these are research-based classes. One is sort of a seminar exploration class, and then the other really delves deeply into academic research and helps high school students learn how to do really high-level academic research. It's very project-based, it's collaborative, students team up together, they are selecting authentic project ideas that are meaningful to them, their interest. It's really great what the students are doing. Then in addition to taking those two courses, students must score 3 or better on 4 different other AP exams, and if they do all of this taken together, they earn a special type of recognition with their diploma called the AP Capstone Diploma, and this is considered prestigious and it'll help with college admissions and things like that. So truly a great learning experience and something we are proud of to offer this year at City.
Any comment?
I think that's a wonderful summation, and
I see you.
I agree with all of you here that makes Iowa City a very decent place to live in, with exposure to a lot of culture and people and ideas, and it's great.
Indeed.
Well, what can I say? We are so impressed.
Yes, we are very happy with the start of our year at City High. We've got a lot of exciting new things happening in the building and keep moving forward, and just really wonderful students and great staff, and good things can happen.
Is there any message? I give you 1 minute. How is that? And talk and look at the camera and talk to the people here who have kids doing art. And how do you want them to encourage them to do art? What's your message to the families that have kids?
I would say support whatever they'd like to do, whatever makes them happy, and encourage them to continue to do it because it can lead to very great things. Yeah.
And you are a good example of that,
Yeah.
right? When you got the support of the family behind you,
yeah.
and the support of the leaders in education behind you, you are able to now represent all of us on the national scene,
Yeah,
right?
thank you, yeah.
What a great achievement. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the
Thank you very
opportunity.
much,
Yeah,
Kate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thacker, very much
Thank you.
for your
Thank you, Hani.
participation today.
Pleasure to be here always.
Absolutely. And this program, as you, our viewers probably know, will be on Channel 18, that's Public Access TV channel, and the local website of Public Access TV, and Channel 21, that's the education channel, will be there next week. And tonight or tomorrow night will be on YouTube with this program, so you can share with your peers there and with your family. And I am just telling our viewers that the Press Citizen is now preparing a feature, a big feature about you and about your achievement. We'll show your art too, and this will be the second time in a row this year. You were with us on March, and now you are, and I am so proud to be the one that is covering this now. To our viewers, have a very good night. It's December 4th, the year 2017, and the weather started to change, but we have had a wonderful time before that. And have a very good night. Thanks to Jean Karhoff, Michael Peterson, and again to Principal Bacon, to Kate, and to Dr. Thacker, and the staff of Public Access TV.